Hello everyone, I am Harsh and today we are going to learn how to consume web APIs in WPF application. And also we will learn how to configure the app setting and get the value from app.config file. And then we will learn how to read the CSV file or how to convert CSV content to list of objects. Here we will use Alpha Vantage API to get the ETF detail, which we can see in this website. Here using Alpha Vantage API, I want to get this symbol and underlying asset. Before we dive in, if you are new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. So now without wasting the time, let's get started. Let's see the UI part. Here I have created main window and here I have added the data grid to show the symbol and underlying asset. I have added two columns here and I have binded to the property here symbol and underlying asset. And here I have binded data grid item source to ETF data collection that we will see later. And here we set the data context of window to the main view model. So now let's go to main view model. Here I have implemented iNotify property change and inside the constructor I have created the instance of financial service. So what is this class? Let's see. This is the class where we have the API key and HTTP client object using which we can call the Alpha Vantage API. Okay, so this is the collection which we are binded to the data grid. So in the constructor I am creating the object of this observable collection of type ETF data. What is this ETF data? Let's go to this ETF data. Here we have multiple properties which we want to show on the UI, but for now I am going to show this one. Because of limitation of the API, I can't show all the value in the UI. Here I will use the demo API key. Okay, so this is the collection which we have binded to this data grid. Okay, now this is the method to load the exchange traded fund. Means here we want to load all the ETF symbol and underlying asset. Okay, so I have created one method and here we are calling the get ETF symbol async method of financial service. What this method does, let's go to it and see. This is the API to get the symbol and underlying asset, and this API key I have configured in the app config file. Now let's go to app config file and see how to configure this API key. So here in the app.config file, which we can create here in project, and then we have to add app setting element, and then we have to add the element called add and then provide the key and the value. So here I am using the demo API key. So this is the value of my API key. Okay, and how to get this API key? If you go to this financial service, you can see using configuration manager class we can get the value of this API key. Here what we are doing, we are calling the app setting of the configuration manager. Means this is the app setting, and from this I want this key value, so we are providing the key here. So now it will return this demo to API key. Okay, so that demo key we are using here. Okay, now we want to make a call to get the response from this API. So for that I have used this HTTP client object dot get string async. So it will return the response as string. Okay, now this API will return the response as string, but it will be in CSV format. So we want to convert CSV to some class. So here I will rename this method. I will say convert CSV to stock. Okay, and let's rename this method as well. Okay, now as we are going to convert the CSV string to list of stock, so let's see the stock class first. Okay, so if you see here I have added some attribute here and we are passing some value. So what it does, so from the CSV we have multiple column, means multiple header like symbol, name, action. For that we are adding this attribute here to map this symbol property to the symbol column. Okay, so whenever we try to read this record from the CSV, it will take the CSV record and it will map the symbol column to the symbol property, name column to the name property, and so on. Okay, now here I have made one generic method where we are passing stock as a parameter, and also we are passing this response to this method to convert to the object. So if we want to convert a string, we can use string reader, or if we want to get this data from CSV file, we can open that file and we can get the content of that file. Then again we will use string reader, and then we will create the object of CSV reader, and here we have to configure something like if that CSV file or CSV string have header content, means that first row is header, so we have to say CSV reader we have the header record. So I set this has header record property to true, because this API will return with the header and it will ignore the blank line. And then we will just call this CSV reader object.get records with that type. Then I will make it to list and I will return from here. Okay, now we will get the stock object here, and from here I want only the data which have asset type as ETF, because we want to show the ETF symbol and underlying details. Here I added the condition like if symbol asset type equal to ETF, then only it should return the stock detail. Okay, so this part is done. Here we call this method. Now it will return the list of ETF symbol and underlying asset. Now I will iterate through this and we will share the ETF data symbol and underlying asset with this. Okay, and then we will add to the collection so that it will show to the UI. Why I have added this I will show you. Let's run and see. You can see our UI is loaded and you can see how it is adding to the UI, right? One by one it is adding with the delay of 10. Now if we comment this one, then what will happen? The UI will hang and all data will be loaded at once. Let's see. See, all data are loaded. I hope you learn how to consume Web API in WPF application, and also you learn how to read the CSV file and how to convert the CSV content to the list of objects. That's all for this video. In next video we will see how to get the open, high, low and volume in WPF application by using the Alpha Vantage API. If you found this video helpful, let's share with your friends.